you're here. Yeah, so today, if the van is here, it's because, there's something special.
Well, if you're new to our channel, you might not know that while Metaboat DR builds the hull of our new boat, we will be converting a cargo van into our home on wheels to live on it while we finish the building of our boat ourselves.
But first, we're gonna build our tiny insulated/heated winter workshop. Check this out. What do you see here? That's a lot of wood. This is pretty much, I think, like close to 1 ton of wood, and that's for a lot of different projects, and that's so cool. So this top one is beech. That's not too expensive wood, but really strong and heavy. We are gonna build a workshop table. The workshop table needs to be heavy, needs to be steady, and needs to take a lot of hammer whenever necessary. We can have a vise. Needs to be strong, and also because this table might follow us until the end of the boat. It might follow us for years. This is sapele. Sapele is like a kind of mahogany from West Africa, and the reason why we have so much sapele is because we are gonna do the floor of the van on sapele. We're gonna do the ceiling on sapele, and we are also gonna do the countertop on sapele. And the leftovers we can use for trims, for hardwood details on the furniture. And if we have any left, there is no problem, because we are probably going to use sapele on the sailboat also after the van. So that means there is no problem, we just store properly and it's fine. But the tricky thing is, we don't have yet tools good enough to work with this kind of wood. So we need to find a workshop that we can work with this kind of, really fat and heavy wood, and we found it. Yeah, I don't know if you watched the last episodes about the workshop that we were building, but last week we went to a woodwork machinery show, not a boat show, a woodworking show, and we met this company from Belgium called Roblan, and they make such beautiful machines. They make like literally the entire machine on their shop in Belgium, and we were looking for this kind of machines for when we start building the boat. For the van, we don't need that, but for the boat, it's going to be such a big project that it makes sense to have big machinery, because we're going to have a bigger shop. So we talked to Roblan, and they're really cool people, and they said, why don't you come to Belgium and build your workshop table on our facility? We have all the machines, we have all the tools, we have employees that can help you out if you need. That's a really cool idea. So we decided tomorrow we are gonna travel 8 hours northwest and go to Belgium to work on this project. But also we are already gonna, if we have enough time, plan and cut this wood already and prepare for the floor and for the ceiling. But you ask, why would you go all the way to Belgium, 8 hours one way, 8 hours another way, just to use a shop? Don't you have a shop in Lyon or somewhere around? Probably, but the truth is, we want to have the experience to do ourselves. We want to be able to work with this kind of wood on the boat. We want on the boat to save money. I don't want to buy plain wood. I want to buy raw wood that I can work myself and have the right tools for that. And also because Roblan is gonna be a partner for our boat. They're really awesome people. So they are gonna allow us to use their machines on our workshop. So they're gonna, when we have the big workshop for the boat, they're gonna send the big machines and let us use until we finish the boat, and then we just give them back the machines. So it makes sense for us to learn on their machines. I think it's gonna be really cool. For now, I need to reorganize this by myself, and this is really heavy. Good luck, Luca.
To Belgium. Good morning.
Now we start the noisy part. I'm sorry. We are in a factory actually. I always like machines. I love woodworking machines. And now we are in the place where the machines are born. They're gonna introduce us to the factory.
I'm Pieter-Jan. You can call me PJ. And I'm a sales and marketing person around here. And this is our factory. We have a whole production part and assembly part. And we're doing woodworking machines. And we're working together with Duca and Roberta to try and build a boat.
Introduce our friend.
Hi, my name is Dilek. I am part of the sales department and I am gonna help you and support you whenever you need it.
That's great.
That's the factory, and that's, oh, by the way, that's Roberto. That's Roberto.
Okay, so this is our production part. We have our complete production right here. The only thing we don't do is just like the casting the iron, that we don't do ourselves. Everything else we do ourselves.
This first part of the factory is pretty much where they make the parts. So they make all the parts here, and then they go to the next place that they actually assemble like a car manufacturer would say, just like assemble parts and make a machine. That's really, really cool. Well, unfortunately, we lost almost 90% of the audio that we shot this day. That means all the good explanation that we got in person, it's gonna be impossible to share with you guys. So I'm gonna try to do my best to let you know what we saw on the factory. Pretty much the way this factory works is they make everything in-house. So that means the production line starts with them producing each one of the components that goes together to assemble a beautiful machine, and a machine that lasts for years and that works really, really well. So that means you have from CNC machines to metal planers to everything you can imagine, and so many different jigs, because can you imagine when you need to do a specific hole repetitive in the same position of a big machine? You need to have a jig to hold that big machine into another machine to be able to repeat the same process again and again and again. That's just so cool. So with all the components done, you will still need to make the outside of the machine. That means you need to bend metal, you need to weld metal, and then you need to take to the painting cabin to make it protected from time and to make it beautiful, of course, also. And from there, you can assemble these beautiful machines.
You see our bearing cages. These are the bottom table I told you, and the big table. And he's mounting them together.
Usually you go to a factory and there's like, they assemble things. Here they actually make things, like it's all made at home. That's pretty cool.
That's really the big difference with our competitors as well. Like what they do a lot is put the production in China or in Asia. And we like to keep it here. And that way we can also work a lot faster. Here you can see all different parts. Every little part in this box is 3D printed and is put on our machines.
Okay.
These are lips for the planer, the fence. Like the planer turns inside it.
We can just print the whole interior of the board. It's gonna be quicker.
It would be a cool.
Take like 3 months, just like.
We have the material that looks like wood.
Yeah, so have a look at their different printers. So you have quite a few different brands. Chinese ones who can print in different colors. So like this used to be a sticker.
Okay.
But if you know, in sticker with wood, there's dust, stickers can come off, and our machines as well. Right now we can't, so it's actually a safer option. And you don't have to do it in assembly. You don't have to clean it, put the sticker on, make sure that it hangs right. So it's a double purpose. Like it's faster, it's cheaper, and it's safer, and it's less time to. So like it's a whole package.
It's perfection.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, but it's really cool.
Pretty cool.
Like these are checking machines, so European machines that we like to use.
So you only print your own parts, or for clients, for other things you also print for outside?
We've started to doing that.
Okay.
We only have right now I think 5 or 6 customers.
Okay.
Like we work with partners really. We work together with, because like we don't just print one-on-one. We really want to do a partnership, and I go to their factory. I see what they want to do. I really try to think and work together with them, like how is the best way to use 3D printing, not just give me a part and I'll print it for you.
Yeah, then it's just like...
Yeah, because
it's a whole engineering package.
Yeah, because you have to re-engineer something. Like these are some cool parts we do. This is, I will see it on machines later, our digital readouts. Yeah, it's just printed right here. These are our boxes to put our electrical pieces in.
Yeah.
And it works together with our 3D printed top over here, with the right sticker on it as well. Ta-da! Just printed.
That's pretty cool.
And like you can imagine, we do this on every one of our machines, so you need to print 3,000 of this a year. So the production is also quite high as well. These are Spanish machines from BCN 3D. These are also Chinese machines, printing different stuff. These are a little bit, have a bigger building plate. It's like every machine has a little bit of advantages and disadvantages. So that's why you have different brands, because to really use the best parts of them.
Okay. You keep trying probably different brands.
Yeah, these we can follow from a distance.
And every time one part is done, you need to take manually from the machine.
We have an automatic solution as well, but again, there's no quality check from the parts. So we stopped doing that. And it's like, what we try to do is we have a day program and a night program. So it's like right now they're doing a day program. The Ollie, who was doing the sliding tables, is also the operator of the print farm. He just, when he starts his day, he takes everything off that's printed the night before. He starts the day, and they can work the whole day without his intervention. And at evenings, he does the same. He just takes everything off, does a quality check, puts them in the right bins, starts for the night shift, and then. So like it's with a minimal intervention, but the extra quality check was needed, and is really needed for our machines. If we want to guarantee the quality of our machines and our parts, we really have to do a quality check. That's important.
With time, you probably like discover new pieces that you can transform into printed pieces.
Every time we say, okay, we've reached the limit, we've printed everything we can, and then we find new pieces.
There's always something new.
These are a little bit of our wood prototyping area. These are also the machines you will be using normally, I think. That's John over there. John will be your teacher a little bit. He's our wood expert. And that's Johan. That's the owner of the company.
Hello, I'm Duka. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Beautiful factory.
Beautiful. He's retired.
Oh yeah?
We'll have to kick him out.
He likes too much, he won't leave.
Yeah, but that's actually the beautiful part of it. He is retired, but we can't keep him away from here.
Yeah, it's funny.
46 years.
Yeah, when people like what they do, they just keep doing it.
You are the guy who building the boats.
Yes.
I say myself.
Oh, you say you also? What we do is pretty much try to learn new things every day and show that on videos for people to see the process of learning. We are not trying to teach anyone to do anything because we don't really know what we're doing. We're just learning on the way. I think the best way of learning anything is when you make a mistake. If you make a mistake, you learn something. If you get something right at first, sometimes you don't learn anything because you did by chance or somehow you got it right and you don't even know why. But if you make a mistake, you always remember that mistake, and that's when you learn. Yeah. And also I think if we make mistakes and we show the mistakes, people can learn from our mistakes and they don't need to make the same mistakes.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
We'll continue our tour.
Because we are in the assembly, it's really make to order. They get their list of those machines they need to make. It's simple, they start it there and then they work on it together.
And how long, for example, for one of those combination machines to be ready? One day you do it. Yeah, so this is really cool. That's a combination machine that you have, I think, like 4 or 5 different.
We call it.
Four to start, and you can put a fifth one on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fifth one is really cool.
So you have a saw here.
Yeah.
And we have a milling operation there. You have the planer over here.
Yeah.
And if you open it, we have the thicknesser underneath.
And here also you can have a, how you call, I never know how to call this.
What's that in
A
English?
boring machine.
Yeah.
It's like a horizontal.
Yeah, it's a mortiser, it's called mortiser, yeah. Just a horizontal drill.
You can choose your machine how you want it with all kinds of different options. And that's how we pack them with a different option already on top of it.
So for example, when you buy, let's say, a machine in France, let's say we buy a machine in France, you ship to France. Do I assemble or do I need a technician to assemble?
So what we do is we work in all countries. We don't ship and install none of our machines. We work with different sales dealers in the country. So what we do is we deliver to the dealer, and then the dealers do the transport to your home, the installation, servicing. Now we're only seeing the sewing machines, a little bit of the combined machines. The real planer thicknessers are over there. You can really see the difference between the big one, the smaller one, and then the real small one. That's something we like to do. We like to offer everything. From really small to really big.
This size for some shops, this is a really good machine for some shops.
We make 45 different machines. This is a part that this is still the aluminum. Wow, aluminum part. We're also printing it right now. You have to do the calibration of the machine. They do it already here.
So that's the digital part. That's what you print.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So how many printed parts do you have on the machine?
350.
I recognize it like in different places now.
Yeah, this part as well is print. This is
Yeah.
also print. It's like if you know how they look and how they are looking, then you'll see them, and they're more and more and more. It's also 3D printed parts. If you do panels, it's a whole different type of machine. If you do solid wood, if you really have to do thick solid wood, you need a different machine. So it's a combination of factors. That's also we try to do as good as possible. Is help our customers, right? Mostly help our dealers to recognize what they need to give our customers to really have the good machine. That's how we started our company years before, with a combined machine in green, and we used to sell 4,000 of these each year.
Whoa.
Each day 20 to 30 of these machines would be made each day, but then we just made this machine. It's just the same combined machine as you see over there.
So
it's a combination machine.
When did you start making combination machines? How?
In 68. We started in 71, sorry. In 71. In 68 the company was founded. In 71 we started making combined machines. And then from 71 till in the late 80s we made just combined machines, and then we started with our panel saw, and then we started expanding our range. And now we have almost every tool a professional woodworking shop needs. But right here, like I said, it's our quality control. It's like there's a little algorithm that goes, and time to time a certain machine is taken from the line, is tested to see if the assembly was made right, if the production was made right, and just a little quality control that's at random. And here we have our planer thicknesser, the biggest one. We use these springs to help lift the table, because the machine in total, the 510, also weighs a ton. So but it's really for solid wood, and then you need a stable table. Table, you need, you need a solid machine to do solid wood.
And wood is really a really strong material. People believe that wood is just fragile. No, wood is like can be really
you need professional machines if you really want to do it a lot. But it's also cool is the quality control loops back to engineering and production. So if there's a mistake, it will be solved really, really quickly. That's also cool with our factory. And if we see there's a mistake in engineering, whatever, we can also adapt it real quick. And the lower our stock is, the faster we can really make the change. And this is our shipping unit. This used to be completely full of machines, completely full of stock. And now we're also trying to reduce that and just put the machines out as fast as possible. That's a smaller combined machine, a little bit geared toward just the normal people who want one in their home just to work a little bit. We have the Annex is the one with all the options. You can choose the length of the table. And we have the NLX is really the professional machine, which has all those options standard. And that's a little bit of our combined machines, just to do everything for everyone.
So, seems like the end of the tour. It's here, but that's just the end of the tour. The real thing we came to do is not just the tour. We need to build something. Thanks so much. I really, really appreciate the tour. That's so awesome. It's fun to go to shows. People don't understand why we go to so many boat shows, and now a woodworking boat. I don't know how do you call it?
A woodworking machine show.
Woodworking machinery show. People don't understand why we do these things, and that's why, because we make friends. And literally 2 weeks ago we met them on the show, and we are here in a different country now. That's just mind-blowing. It's always fun when you have an opportunity to visit some places like this. How can you say no? Not me. You can't. You can't. You just can't.
It's also cool because like our factory has it all: the production, the assembly, we do woodworking, but actually in our factory it's mostly metalworking, which is also a little bit different. And we'll see. In the afternoon we'll be woodworking.
Let's do some woodworking in the afternoon. Now it's time to scare them with the amount of wood we brought.
It's a good exercise.
Time to get to work. What's the first step, boss?
We need to organize all the wood to decide which wood we are gonna use for legs and for other parts of the table.
Let's do it. So that's the plan. I need 10 pieces of 2 meters by 5 centimeters by 10 centimeters. I need 10 pieces of 1 meter by 10 by 5. I need 12 pieces of 9 centimeters long. And that's what we're gonna trace now on these planks. So now, all we need to do is to start cutting. For example, this piece, this stripe is a leg. This is one of the short transversal piece. This from here there is another leg. So I divided every single plank in what we can use, and after all, I think the math was really good. For example, this one, because I have the crack, it's just gonna be one leg. So I cut here, I cut here, and I cut in the center.
That's good. That's so silent.
This is going is not too strong.
Okay,
This and
okay. The plan is to get these pieces to smaller pieces, and then we can start actually planing them, because right now they're too heavy and too big, so we are trying to get them to smaller dimensions.
Got the feeling in your bones, make you feel right at home. Honey, does it well, keep me dancing till I'm dead. 'Cause I could run a mile like this, head over heels, feels like this. The sun has got me on my track, I ain't never looking back. I ain't looking back. I ain't looking back. I ain't looking back.
So I have almost everything cut to the shortest length as possible and to the least wide width as possible, because I want to make it easier for us to plane, but of course I have some margin to play around, so I think it's gonna be really, really good. By the way, it's just so much easier to work in a big machine. Life is just a different life. Now that the beach is all pretty clean to be plain and thickness set tomorrow, I'm gonna put this on hold. We have another 3 hours of work day today, so I'm gonna start reaping these sapelli. So the first thing is gonna be just to go to the panel saw and take the live part. So just reap like the bad part.
Let's do this.
Now that all the parts of the table are roughly to the dimension, I mean, they're really roughly, we need to take a lot of the width, a lot of the height, but before we do that, we need to make sure they are straight. The idea now is that we're gonna plane one of the wide sides until it's flat with the table, and then we flip around and we plane one of the short sides, the heights, and then that means we have a square, and then we can go back to the table saw and the rip saw and just rip to the dimensions. But we have a lot of work to do, so I think we should get started.
Yes.
Do it. For those of you who think that we are really far from real time, we are not. The truth is, we didn't finish the table yet. We are literally this close from real time, and that's why we're gonna show you the final table, hopefully next week, because it's not ready yet.